almost died trying to sit down. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video, man. This is Javon, also known as Rebrand Creative, and today I have a very special video for you. But before I get into that, I wanted to say thank you all for all the support you've given me these past couple of days, man. The channel has been growing, views have been shooting up, and everyone's just been so supportive. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's no pressure, but do it. No pressure, no, I'm just playing. If you are interested in what you see today in this video, or if you have any interest in anything creative, I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel, man. I have a lot to offer, a lot to learn from you all, and at the same time I have a lot to give. So let's lock in, let's, you know, be homies. Yeah. So recently I found out I'm gonna be a dad. Yay, me being a father. That's fun. So I said, let me think to myself, how can we have a different form of a gender reveal that's not the cliche where you shoot the confetti in the air and it's like blue or pink, or you shoot a basketball and the rim explodes and it's the color of the gender. I was like, nah, that's corny. Sorry. I'm a huge fan of solar color dust. This stuff right here. Fail focus. Boom. Boom. I love this stuff. This stuff is great. It's like custom magic. From colorless to rose red and colorless to sky blue. So what I'm gonna teach you guys how to properly mix your solar color dust, how to properly apply it to a shoe, and show you the end result of what it should look like. I'm gonna take one pair and do a rosy red, and the other pair do a sky blue. So the idea is, when this dries, hopefully it will dry clear, but when we put it in cold water, it will then change to the actual color that's in the pigment. All right, so make sure y'all pay attention, y'all focus, you know, lock in, put your music on, do whatever you got to do, and break. All right, so we're gonna get into our material list. So first thing you need is, of course, a pair of canvas shoes. Need some GAC 900. Now this is for like cloth or canvas shoes. So when you're working with like Vans or Chuck Taylors, you know, if you want to switch up the color, you want to add some of this to your paint so you don't end up with like this stiff fabric. GAC 900 would definitely, you know, soften up that paint. Of course, you need your solar color dust. Solarcolordust.com has everything you need as far as color changing, whatever, you know, it's here. I'll leave the link to the website and you all can just go on there and shop till you drop. So yeah, that there. Super important, Angelus neutral paint. So what this is just a base, and you would have to mix your solar color dust with this base to ultimately make your overall, you know, paint. So you need these two for this to work. This is very important. So Angelus neutral acrylic paint, 2 Dixie cups to mix your paints with. Go to Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, get these anywhere. Some good tape. You want to tape those midsoles because we don't want to get any paint on the midsoles. We want to be extra safe. So yeah, get some good painter's tape, blue tape or this type of tape, or even vinyl tape. Vinyl tape is good too. And lastly, a little scooper, spoon, whatever you want to call it. Just have something to scoop your stuff out with. Also, sorry, not the last thing. This is the last thing. An airbrush or an airbrush kit or whatever. I recently bought a portable airbrush kit because, you know, it's just easier to move around. I don't feel like plugging things in. All I gotta do is charge this bad baby and she's ready to go. So I don't have to worry about, you know, carrying it left and right. You know, if I want to just bring it on the go, you know, I got it with me. So yes, an airbrush kit or a portable airbrush kit is very important in this process as well. So I'm gonna lay out all the materials so y'all can see. You got your airbrush kit, you got your spoon for your scooping, you got your Angelus neutral paint, you have your product, of course, which is your canvas shoe. You have your GAC 900 to keep that cloth soft, and then you have your solar color dust. So yes, these are all the materials that you need. Let me screw everything in so you can see everything. Also, yeah, your Dixie cups. So now you have everything you need. You can see everything. Let me back the camera up so you guys can get a better view. Yep. Oh, and your tape, my fault. And don't forget your tape. So, step one, you wanna take your shoe, you wanna take your tape, and you wanna just peel and apply that tape to the midsole. All right, so after you have your tape kind of applied, I know I did this kind of messy. You just want to go in with an X-Acto knife. And I forgot to mention this. The X-Acto knife is good for, you know, carving out those refined edges and making sure that you have a clean line. So what I'm gonna do is, I was kind of sloppy with this, but I think having that X-Acto knife will definitely clean that up. Let me add a little bit more tape right here, and boom. It doesn't have to be perfect, man. Like I say this, the more you do it, the better you'll get. So don't feel like you have to do this perfect the first go round. It's really not that important to be perfect right away. You're gonna learn how to experiment and do things that fit your style best. So I highly recommend you just stay the course and, you know, just practice and be your own cheerleader, you know? It's very, very important. So I'm gonna try to keep the shoe in the camera. I keep moving it away because I gotta focus. All right, boom, so we're good. We have our taped midsole, you know, all the way around. And now we're just gonna take our X-Acto knife and we're gonna go in and just try our best to stay on that midsole and not, like, you know, cut too far down. We have our midsole completely covered. You don't necessarily have to worry about the bottom because we ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna intentionally spray the bottom. I'm just gonna focus on the cloth section, the cloth part. All right, next, so we're gonna take our 2 Dixie cups and our solar color dust. You got your red or your pink and your blue. Now, I know there's a 1-to-1 ratio, or there's supposed to be some sort of equal balance in the two, as far as using the neutral color paint and using your solar color dust. I personally eyeball it. You know, once you start to stir things up and you start adding stuff like your GAC 900, you'll know when it's ready to be put into the airbrush for you to apply it on the shoe. Try to get that balance that you would normally see when you open up a can of paint. If it looks like that, then that's perfect. Now, granted, this will be a little bit thinner because we have to add you have to add some GAC 900 and you have to add some paint thinner as well. And I'll show you that. I'm going to show you all the steps and the methods you need to do to have a proper or balanced coat of paint. So first, you want to take your paint out or your pigment out. Take my spoon and I go in and I just, you know, take a little bit of that, not too much. It's just a good amount to start off with, and I apply it in the middle. You know, it's a good little scoop, good healthy scoop. And then take my neutral paint, open that up. Boy, I gotta put some elbow grease into this. All right, boom. Yep, take some of that neutral paint and you wanna pour that in there. And that's what I was talking about, having that even coat. Sometimes you won't know, you just have to throw it in there and see what happens. So I think that's good enough. I'm gonna close that up. And then you just wanna start to stir. All right, so now that you can kind of tell, it's kind of thick. but at the same time, you start to get the idea of what that paint should look like. So when you have your, you know, your balance and what you want and what it looks like, you're gonna take your GAC 900, open that up, and you want to pour not too much, just a good amount. You know, you don't want to make a pool of it, just kind of like enough to loosen that paint up, soften it up a little bit. All right, so now one thing I forgot to mention, which is also very important, is adding your Too Thin. Too Thin is basically paint thinner to loosen up the paint. If it's too thick, it's not gonna spray well with your portable airbrush or your regular airbrush machine. I'm gonna open this up, and like I said, just kind of eyeball it. I know that's never the best way to do things. I just use the cap full, just pour it in the cap and pour it inside. You'll know if you need more, just apply as needed and continue to stir. So now, as y'all can see, this is a very much so balanced. I'm shaking the cup a little bit so you can see how loose and thin that paint is, and it's airbrush ready. This is a perfect concoction to start airbrushing a shoe or anything with, using Solar Color Dust, your Angelus Neutral Paint, and your Too Thin with your GAC 900. So I'm gonna shift gears and we're gonna start, you know, getting into the airbrush portion of this. So next we wanna take our portable airbrush, and you can find this on Amazon for like 50-60 bucks. It wasn't too expensive, or you can get a regular airbrush machine. I personally have both. I bought this one because this is a little more travel friendly and I don't have to necessarily carry any wires, any hoses, any plugs. It's literally just charge it and go. So just turn it on and change the PSI. I'm just gonna take my pink and my airbrush. I'm gonna slowly pour some of that pigment in there. Boom. So now we got our pigment, paint, and we're gonna screw our cap on. So now we can start applying that paint, man. This is the most, I guess, nerve-wracking part about it, because this is what we've all been waiting for, and I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm gonna turn my thing on, and we're gonna slowly start applying that paint. Now that our pink shoe is done, we're gonna use our blue paint to cover this bad baby right here. So yeah, let's get to airbrushing. Okay, as you can see, this blue is really like saturated, really dense, really dark, which is good. You know, I didn't get the same type of effect with the pink, but you know, this is a really good blue. Like I said, maybe it's because it's a darker tone, darker color. It's turned out really rich. So when I dry it, it should dry clear. So I'm gonna show y'all that right now. Voila, it's white. That is crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, Solar Color Dust, man. Colorless to color. That's the sauce. That's the secret sauce. Like, this looks like the shoe just came out the box. Like, y'all just seen you just seen it. It was blue. Like, I seen this. All right, so we're finally done. Here are the shoes. I believe this one is the blue one and this one is the pink one. I'm not sure. I got a bucket of cold water, not a bucket, but a bowl of cold water to see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tape off just so we can get the full effect of the shoe and what it looks like. Shoes are now, okay, so both shoes are untaped. There's no tape here, there's no tape here. You can kind of tell, like, this looks kind of pink and this one's kind of blue. But during the video, we're gonna be blindfolded, so we won't know regardless of the tint on the shoe. So, moment of truth. I think the water's cold enough. So, I'm gonna just take them in and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna leave it there for like 5 or 6 seconds and see what happens. Voila, as you can see, this shoe is blue. Let me see what's blue, and this shoe is pink and blue. So we will know what the gender is on that day. So this project was a success. Yeah, I'm just happy to see that this actually worked. Drop shoe, and I'm excited. So, you know, there you have it, how to make color changing shoes using cold water. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. That'll definitely help, and just show your love and appreciation. Just supporting the channel is always, you know, well appreciated by me, and there's growth in that too. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That definitely helps with the growth of the channel, of course, and the algorithm and all the SEO metrics or whatever. Subscribe. But I want to say thanks again for locking in with me. This project we did was a smooth one, y'all. There'll be more videos like this to come. Trust me, I'll do more videos using Vans, Nike Blazers, Air Force Ones, whatever it is. If you can put color to it, I probably will do it. So till next time, y'all, I appreciate it. Peace.